Welcome once again to the next episode of Taxonomy Online Mathematics. We are moving still on the calculus, differentiation. Now we are taking the differentiation of function of a function, that is the chain rule. So if you have y equals to ax plus b exponent n, so we see this is a function of another function. So if I have this, what we do is that we let the function in the bracket represent another letter. For example, let u be the function ax plus b. So if u is representing this, then it means that your y is just the whole of this is u, and the u has the whole of this is having an exponent of n. That simply means that the u also have what? Exponent of n. If you let the function to be equal to a letter, then it means that that letter exponent will also equal to what? The y. So now what do we do? Here you are going to differentiate the u with respect to x. That is, I'll have du dx. I will differentiate this with respect to x. Then here I am going to differentiate y. So dy with respect to what? U. So here I will differentiate y dy with respect to u. So this is just going to be n u n minus 1. And if I go into this, a and b are constant. So this is just going to be a. This will give you 0. This will give you x exponent 0. So this is what you get. So now if you are asked to find dy dx, not dy du or du dx. We are looking for dy dx. So we need to manipulate these two functions to get the dy dx. So that is going to be dy du times du dx. The dy du that we have after the substitution will multiply the du dx, differentiation of u with respect to x. So we can see clearly that this is equal to this, meaning the expression here should not be anything different from this. And you can see clearly du is a common term. If I cancel this out, I'll be having dy over 1 times 1 over dx. 1 times dy, 1 times dx. So under product rule, when you use your function to represent any letter, the final multiplication should be that you have to make sure that the denominator of the first differentiation is going to be the numerator of the second differentiation. That's how we can get this product to be the same as what? This. That is the law of chain rule. Okay, let's take a question to that effect. Alright, so let's try the question. Find dy dx if y is equal to this. So this is the function with its exponent. So right away, I am going to have let u equals to 2x squared minus 5x. That is u. Alright, so right away, let me find du with respect to x. What will I get? That is going to be 4x minus 5. This exponent will reduce to 1. This will reduce to 0. So we have this. Now, if u is equals to the whole of this expression, that means that our y is going to be u exponent what? 2. Y is going to be the whole of this exponent 2. And the whole of this is what? U. So now I am going to differentiate y with respect to what? U. That will be dy du equals to 2u exponent 2 minus 1. And exponent 2 minus 1 will still give us what? 1. So this is what we get. So now our dy dx is going to be dy du times du dx. dy du times du dx. So in this case, what is the value of dy du? That is going to be u. So I have 2u multiplying du dx, which is going to be du dx. That if we use a bracket, I'll have 4x minus what? 5. This is what you will get. But don't forget that the u from the beginning is taken as what? This function. So if I want to substitute, it will become 2 multiplying u, which is our 2x squared minus 5x, all multiplying 4x minus what? 5. This is u. Each function is already given to us in the beginning. So whenever I see u, I just substitute the value of u, our each function. So this 2 is a constant multiplying this. So if you want to expand this further, we can still expand this bracket by holding our 2 as a constant, using this to multiply this first term. 2, 4, I'll have 8 x squared x. That will give me x exponent 3 indices. This is also multiplying this, so minus 2 times this is 10 exponent of x2. So this multiplying these 2 terms, then 5x will also do same. So 5x minus this 20x exponent 2, then this will give us 5 negative, 5 negative, so 25. The x will follow. I want to see whether I can get a common term. X squared, x to the power 3. So still the constant is maintained. We have 8x to the power 3. This and this integers, minus 20, minus 20. We have all to be increased to 30x squared plus 25x. So this is what we will get in the bracket. But don't forget, we have a constant multiplying. So our final answer is just going to be 2 times 8. So our dy dx is now going to be 2, 8, 16. Then x exponent 3. 2 times 30 will give us minus 60. Then exponent of x is 2. Plus 2 is multiplying 25. And I believe that gives us 50. Then the x will follow. So the dy dx of our function is going to be 16x exponent 3 minus 60x exponent 2 plus 50x exponent 1. So this is what we do under chain rule. We let one of the function, which is the function in the bracket, to equal to a letter. Then we find its differentiation. Multiply, then we get the final answer. That is the chain rule. But we also have a shortcut to that. That is, if I have the is 2x squared minus 5x exponent 2. If we are given this, we know chain rule, we need to let this equals to u. But we can also solve this without using the chain rule. That is, I am going to solve the bracket like I'm performing a differentiation. Meaning these two will come and multiply the bracket. Under differentiation, the power multiply the whole function, then we subtract 1. Then we are going to multiply this result by entering into the bracket. I'm now going to differentiate everything in the bracket. Going to give me 4x minus what? 5. So this is just going to be 2 into bracket 2x squared minus 5x multiplying 4x minus what? 5. So if you want to expand this bracket, we maintain the 2, 2 times this will give us 8. So we are going to have 8x exponent 3. This will multiply this, so we have minus 10, this time this, minus 10, x exponent 2. This will multiply this, minus 20x squared, then positive 25x. So if I multiply the whole of this with our constant 2, I believe I will also have 16x exponent 3. This and this will give me 30. So 30 times this will give me 60x exponent 2 plus 25 times 2, which is 50x. This is the same as what we have. So using the chain rule, we arrive at the same answer. We can also use a shortcut to get to that answer. Alright, thank you for watching. This is Taxonomy Online Mathematics. See you in the next episode.